Alright, folks, welcome back to another video. And this is Blue Devin-Foxy Remastered. And of course, that I'm gonna say is welcome back to a new video. And of course, that I definitely want to go on ahead and mention one thing before we start, is that at least something good came to happen, was that I want to say is thank the Lord for pretty much likely for England to ban the smoking exactly, which is just a bit good so far, which I have to say is like, a bit improvement, but not bad. Like I said again, not trying to hate out there exactly. I'm just saying that I'm against smoking. That's what I'm always against about because it kills people's lungs and turns black. Like, it's not even a good thing, by the way. It just really isn't a good thing. It just kills you with like one death wish and then it would just go like that in cancer. Which, by the way, like I said, I think anybody out there with a brain should probably be thinking this carefully too. Exactly. It's just that, yeah, I'd rather take the smoke. I would rather take the fresh air than the smoke of death. If I probably would say the answer out loud. Which the only thing I will ever say too, exactly, is at least I'm proud to say is like, yeah, I hope most countries can try to ban most of the smoking in some areas a little bit out there. I mean, like I said, a few parts of the area where let me just say this isn't for a demonstration, for like an example. It's just that, I think the example is that I think in the side on this side here, I'd say would probably be the no smoking side. Is that on that side of the no smoking area, which means it's fresh of good smell air. When I try to like say that out loud, when I say the word with a good smell of the air, it's just that when you smell that good fresh air, you just smell the good air and just to keep the heart healthy and the heart happy a little bit, just to keep that nice and pumping a little bit good, exactly, just to feel that air going. Like, I pretty much would say that is a good spot of the area. That is like definitely good. But when it comes to the other side, exactly, that I'm going to refer to like the bad of the side right there, it's just that, however, and the example is that whenever the smoking comes into effect on the other side of the idea, is that when it does come out there to that idea, it kind of makes you cough every time when you do that. When it does that, exactly, just makes you cough and exactly. And for the lungs, that turns effect, that just turns different exactly with the lungs not feeling good. Like, yeah, that side doesn't look that good. Like, the only thing I'd say exactly, like, if there was like a less area that just says, the sign says non-smoking, and then the other side says smoking. Like, that could probably be the next arrangement if that would have ever been a requested idea in some certain countries. But all I can say again, this is just a different topic, that it's not going to be fully demonstrated into, however, of the effect of the idea, which I'm not saying it would be the idea if it was in a video. I'm just saying it's a side conversation. That's it. Just a side conversation, and that's all I'm asking is just a side conversation, which means it's a different topic, but the real topic will come close at hand. Just with what I'm talking about right now is the teams I'm going to refer to in NFL. That is just my top 10 favorites. That's all. Anyway, let's just get to the real business and matter at hand. So, the real business and matter at hand is that we're going to still talk about is my favorite top 10 NFL teams, that this time the thumbnail is going to be different, and of course it's going to be a check mark, a yellow, an X, that is going to probably be referring to one of those exactly, that yes, for an example, that 1, 2, and 3 are going to be green, that is referring to be Seahawks, Texans, and Saints. That, yeah, they're going to be on green, which means that they're good on the thumbs up exactly for what I chosen exactly. So yes, they're definitely going to be on green. And of course, we're going to be mentioning about 4, 5, and 6 that I'm going to be mentioning right now is that the one on the yellow is going to be the Dolphins, the Browns, and then, well, you'll see what happens in the next timestamp for 6 that you'll see soon at the yellow side exactly. That's just going to be on the middle. It's just going to be on the middle of the rank, just middle. But it'll still be called the top number exactly. So there you go. Now, as for red, I just want to let you guys also know too, by the way, for the red side, that is not a good one exactly. It's just on the bad side of the rank is going to be 7, 8, 9, and then finally the last 10. So that's going to be the spots that's going to be recommendedly that we'll probably consider to be on that side. So there you go. And the more important matter is I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Give this video a like and comment, subscribe to the bell, be notified. That way you still won't miss a single video that comes onto this main channel, and that will be appreciated. So this being said, this is Blue Devin-Foxy Remastered here, and let's begin this top 10 video starting right about right about now. In 3, 2, 1, and enjoy the video. Let's go. Alright, so here it is, everybody. Here it is. As in for top 1 is the Seahawks. That's right, it's the same thing as top 5. But this time I'm going to say is that, yeah, so pretty much for Seahawks, this is why I actually do rank them on the first number, is that, oh yeah, Seahawks all the way, baby. Caw-caw! Yeah, well that caw is everywhere. Like, imagine using the caw for a good way to cheer for the Seahawks, which is still going to be a good one. But yeah, that's going to be incredible. It is going to be amazing. Like the word I'll be using, like a SpongeBob gift reference by saying is like imagination. Or should I say in my word exactly is amazing. Yeah, imagine if I said the same phrase exactly, but it's my word exactly for what I'm saying differently, besides the imaginary word by saying what he says is just imagination kind of thing. Yeah, just for the joke's sake, exactly. Yeah, just for the joke. But yeah, I gotta say, Seahawks are still amazing, and they always will still be a loyalty to my favorite number one. Anytime if I go to their stadium, oh yeah, I'm gonna cheer that absolute amazing for them. I will be cheering awesomely for them. Absolutely. And does it make me a 100% Seahawks fan? Oh, it certainly does, man. It certainly does. Well, obviously, the upgrades probably aren't a little less exactly, which I probably am looking forward to get the Seahawks chain exactly, that has a bit of the green exactly, which I probably am looking forward to get that one too, and so will the Texans one as well. That would be totally considered upgraded exactly, but trust me, there probably would be a time and time again and many times again that there probably would be something very, very interesting, very super interesting, and super upgraded indeed. Like it would be a badass upgraded. Like seriously, bad freaking ass. But speaking about that now, is that hopefully so is hopefully so. But anyway, that's what I gotta say right now. That the Seahawks are my main number one favorite of top 1 of 10. So yeah, here we are, and here they go. And as of now, go Seahawks. And now let's move right into number 2. Is top 2 of 10 that would be known to be is Houston Texans. Let's jump on to that, folks. Let's jump on to that. All right, so here it is. Number 2, everybody. Number 2. So, as of number 2, what we got, by the way, of course, is the Texans. Yep, that's right. Texans of Houston, baby. So, and this answer is that, oh yeah, Houston Texans will always be a pretty good team and a very badass team, and I definitely would say I 100% support the Texans, 100% support the Texans and Seahawks, which I both support exactly, of course, that I support both of them exactly. In a very good, interesting argument, that I always will do that because Seahawks and Texans do get along exactly, which I actually do appreciate oftenly. That I actually do like that kind of like friendship dynamic team kind of way, which I kind of like that pretty good. I like that pretty better. Like it's a very good, interesting kind of way how that's awesome and stuff, which I appreciate to that. I really do. Now, for that example, I have to say, as for the same question, is that, yeah, Texans are always been a good team. Houston's always been pretty damn based, by their team exactly. Like, they're pretty damn good. They're actually very strong, and they have the same powerhouse as the Seahawks, which I mean, I love the combination between two teams exactly are a pretty good, strong powerhouse. Like, I would want to see more of that in the future exactly of how awesome that continues. Like, I really will still continue to support them no matter what exactly. I always will still do for Seahawks and Texans forever. That's all I will do and support them forever because, very, very supportive. And for those again who might ask by saying is like, oh, there might be some Seahawks and Texans haters, I'm saying is like, nah, I'd rather support them all the damn way and don't have a right to say is like, oh, for one reason you can't point out to say something they're hateful to them. Just because they are still winning better doesn't mean they keep sucking, which they still don't. Now, for that example, by the way, it's just that to say again, it's like, if the Seahawks and Texans still do very well, I will be very pleased and very amazingly be pleased to see that. So, yeah. And also, if I do see a comment or a hater trying to hate a Seahawk and a Texan, that is not cool. That is really not cool. Like, seriously, the only word that you get two sides of the path is like saying is like, you're either with me or either against me. Like, seriously, that is not going to be the only coincidence that I'll ever have to point out anyway. It's just that I'd rather take the first option than the second one. Because, seriously, if you think you can just, like, call out the sayings like, oh, the Seahawks or Texans pretty much suck either which way, they don't do that well. Really? Then tell me this then. Why did Texans win in the Super Bowl twice in the brackets? And tell me again how the Seahawks actually won the Super Bowl, which they still did. And I don't see any hating receipts from anyone else by saying it's like, "Ooh, we're so jealous. We're so jealous of them." Jesus Christ, just get a break and get a mint and get a pill while for that's going on. But yeah, I'm really not going to continue that anyways, but I'm just saying this is I prove a point exactly. I have a basic point anyway that I actually just explained the argument, and the argument was just done and over. So, yeah, nothing else but just that, so thank you. Anyways, this being said, let's continue number three with pretty much the Saints exactly of the New Orleans Saints of top three, number three, all the way to top three to top 10. So here we go. Here comes number three is the New Orleans Saints. All right, so here it is, everybody. Number three. So, what we got here on number three is just that I want to say is the New Orleans Saints is on number three that I select and definitely have chosen. Now, in this very interesting conversation is why did I still choose the New Orleans Saints in number three? It's because I like the color, because I like the team color way. That's all a bit of like the black and yellow. Like it's a pretty good combination where you get like gold, and then the other side color is just a bit interesting with the way that's near like yellow exactly. I just like that kind of way how it's just been dynamically explained in like the New Orleans. It's just interesting. Like I really have to say it's very good. It's really good. It's very interesting, and I like the way how that stuff goes. It's just very interesting. Now, the real important question is, by the way, is have I been into any stadiums in NFL? It's just that no, I have not been into any stadiums, but that explanation will alone will probably be explained less later exactly. When it comes to a reaction video or something like that, then I might probably go on and talk about that soon. So let's just say it'll be on number two. Exactly, that will probably be talked on that soon. So I'll be able to kind of talk about that soon, and we'll be able to kind of say it exactly. It might reveal exactly something of an interesting pattern of what steams would I like to go most likely to go, which is pretty cool and it's pretty amazing. And I will say, in fact, that hopefully I'll even get to even see that for myself. You know, if I'm in person exactly, just to kind of check the game and just watch the game, it would be pretty cool. It actually would be pretty cool to kind of see that in very basically pretty cool way to see that. So that's all I can say. And speaking about that anyway, it's just that hopefully whatever's going to happen is whatever's going to happen. So that's probably why I've chosen number three. And of course, is that why did I choose number three of the Saints? Is because, well, you know, I just like their jerseys, and I might reveal a jersey that I might get soon after when I get the two more jerseys for Seahawks and Texans, by the way, which will be the way jerseys I might go get exactly. And after that, too, exactly. Then I'll, of course, will get the Saints jersey that I might get number six, by the way. That I might get number six jersey that I might get. So who knows? But if that's out of the order, I might get a random number that might be different. So it kind of leads to that opinion or whatever that might lead to anyway. So that's all I'm just saying. That's all I'm just saying. But for now, yeah, that's what's going to probably be happening recently. That's going to probably what might happen. So, that being said, let's get to number four and get to that now. Is that number four is Miami Dolphins? That's right, here it is. Miami Dolphins, number four. Top four, number four, top 10, all the way up. So, anyways, let's get to number four. Ah, yes, the Dolphins. The Dolphins of the logo of Miami. So let me just go ahead and say this is that, yeah, number four is Miami Dolphins. And why did I choose that? Well, in that example, again, as I explained on top five, is that I know that people might say is like, oh, the Dolphins suck, the Dolphins suck. Well, for me, by the way, nah, they probably don't suck, by the way. They're just on my number four list. They're just on my number four, basically. Just on number four, they're on only yellow, not red, because I only choose teams randomly for what I might select anyways. It's the same question as I said back in the beginning, as I said already, as I just pointed out and explained it and approved it, that the first one from three is green, and from four to six is yellow. And then, of course, 7 through 10, by the way, are red. So, just want to let you guys know this is just a bit of a new improvement change for however, in the near future, whatever I'll talk about, like top 5 and then top 10 versions of each video, I might say what I might like versus to dislike, which that can still happen in an arrangement, and I will be acquiring to kind of add those in the into the playlist, as I meant to say, the playlist to be proved to be in the playlist. And yes, it's going to be referred into sports, and then it might refer to something else as well that might be includedly added for like games, movies, or whatever. Apparently, but whoever knows, whatever really knows. But that's all I want to kind of talk about here, and just kind of say that for myself. And oh, what jersey will I go after, and what jersey will I get for the Miami Dolphins? The only thing I might get is Marino, number 13. I know he's retired and stuff. I know that he's retired or something. But if that answer probably doesn't come to that anyway, I might probably get another jersey for the Dolphins. Apparently for me to wear exactly. Which, like I still said, just remember for a follow up, I still want to say is that the only thing I want to say is I'm still loyal to the Seattle Seahawks and Houston Texans. That's all I'm going to say. It is not for an argument. It's just only for a heads up, and a clear heads up is that I am loyalty and loyal to the Seahawks and Texans. Nothing else but Seahawks and Texans. That's it. I might still want to wear the jersey for the fun of it, but all I'm saying again, not in a hated way, but I'm just saying it for a minimum fun. That's it. Just for a medium fun. That's it. So just want to let you guys know that I will get a jersey after for the Saints exactly will be is number 13 jersey, Miami Dolphins jersey. That will be is Dan Marbino, or should I say not Bambino? I'm just saying is like Marino, yeah, Marino. Yeah, Dan Marino, I guess. But sorry if I might get his name incorrect or something, but I'm trying at least to get a little bit of the name right, but whatever. I mean, if some's going to be a little hard, then don't blame me just because it's harder for me to say it. So, anyways, that's all I want to talk about. That's all I want to say. End of story. Anyway, here comes top five that we're going to get to right this second. So, top five, number five, we are going to proceed towards right now is the Cleveland Browns that we're going to get to right this second. So, anyway, here we go. Top five, number five, top five to 10, all the way. Here we go. All right, so here it is, guys. Number five. So, in this question is why do I choose number five? Well, this example is why did I choose number five of the Cleveland Browns is because I think the Cleveland Browns are a pretty interesting name. They're like a very good name in a way. I just like the fact of the orange. I just like never seen a team that's anything but orange. I just really like the orange color. I'd have to say that red is always my favorite color. Like red's always been my favorite color. But in very much likely into key context here is that I think orange is like a specific color I may have never even selected to see anything but orange. But yeah, I think orange is cool. I think it's just like a very cool way to kind of describe that orange is like a good thing for me exactly to kind of enjoy. So that's all I have to say. That's all I have to pretty much say and prove the point again. That yeah, I think orange is like a very, very good way of a color. That's all I can say. And oh yeah, as in for the same question goes as for what I might be getting is number eight. That is Gabriel. Yeah, Gabriel. That is like number eight that I might get by the way for exactly of the Cleveland Browns that I might get exactly after the Dolphins. Because I mean, let's think about this first exactly. It's like from before to after. It's like before to after getting like the jerseys and all, which like I said again, I know I might be going for a bit of like interesting investment a little less about the jerseys, but for me, I'm just like wanting to hunt a little bit for that and just kind of get what I get exactly, and hopefully some of them will fit, which I mean, I'm trying to be aiming for each size that fits, which I think I prefer for mine is just like an XL for me, just to kind of wear because I think it's just a bit good for the XL that I might be wearing exactly. Who knows? But again, all I'm saying is that hopefully it's going to be pretty good. So that's all I can say for right now. That the Browns are pretty all right for me since well there could be from different sides each way that goes, but the Browns are cool, just a bit cool. I know they've not gotten into a playoff for a long time. I never, like I said again, I know the Browns never got into a playoff anyway. I get that full commitment. I really do get that commitment a lot. I understand that. Just fully again understood that yes, the Browns never made it to the playoffs, yada yada yada, yada yada yada. I get it. I just prefer them to be on my number five spot. That's it. So here comes number six, that we're finally going to talk about number six, which, like I said again from the very beginning, too, just for another recap reminder, is that I will be again talking about from 6 to 10, that I will finally say it and say it. So, that being said, just giving you guys a little bit of the clarification exactly is that I'm just saying what it is. But anyway, for now, let's jump on to top number six. Here we go, starting now. All right, everybody, here we go, and here we are. That is correct, Amundo. Anyway, here is number six of the Colts. By the way, is that yes, the number Colt. By the way, on number six of top six from 10 is the Colts of Minneapolis Colts. is why do I choose Indianapolis Colts? Sorry, I might get the name wrong a couple times, but I'm just gonna say they were Colts anyway. Is why do I choose that team? Well, in this answer alone, why do I pick them to be number 6? Is because I think the Colts are like a very interesting kind of way of a team. That they're like an interesting, most likely of an interesting team. I would have to assume exactly. In full honesty, though, in full honesty, that it's just like a bit of a cool thing. Exactly like they have like for a horseshoe. Exactly, it's actually a pretty good way how to kind of make it more sense. Exactly, because I think it's just a pretty cool way to kind of describe it. How interesting it is, how interesting it is. I just kind of like the way how cool it looks in the way of the fact of that Pacific of a horseshoe. It's actually very nice. Very nice. And as for that too, exactly, let's just say for an example that what jersey I might get after the Browns. Well, the only jersey I might get next is number 17. Is Jones, by the way, is just Jones. Which by any chance again I might get a jersey that will probably be number 17. Or in fact I can get another jersey if that's not in store exactly. But I might probably be aiming for Jones exactly. That would be the jersey number that is 17, just a game jersey, just a Colts jersey version of Jones. That's all. Like, it is pretty much likely to make sense anyway. It's just why I might want to get another jersey for that too. After, I probably would say that afterwards for the Browns, who knows? Like, who knows exactly? Who knows? And by any chance, too, that's just a bit interesting. That's why I kind of ranked them to be on my top 6 list exactly. So there you go. That's all I can say, and that's all I can recently just say. But for now, it is time we get to definitely the number 7 of top 7 to, of course, top 7 to 10. Of top 7 to 10. Anyways, let's get on to that now, and let's do this right this second. And here we go. And I know that the Colts have won a Super Bowl before a couple different times, not in the currently of the 2020s or 2010s or something, which I can still understand that too. But hey, that's fair enough. I know they won the 19s, but I guess that's a bit of a good improvement and achievement, as I could really say for the less. So it's just like very nice. Anyway, here we go. Time for number 7 to commence. Alright, so here we go. As in for the next number I want to proceed to, is that here is the next number. So what the next number is going to be and what the next number is going to be like exactly is here's what the next one's going to be. The next number is going to be number 7, is top 7 from 10 is the Dallas Cowboys. And this example. So why do I choose the Dallas Cowboys? Well, I know that they probably would suck, which I get that. I know a few different examples from different sides of liking Cowboys versus disliking Cowboys. I can pretty much see the spectrum. I completely understand that. Which I think to say it the less that, yeah, I think for me it's probably on the red for Cowboys, that they're probably on the red spot on the number 7 spot of top 7. So that's probably why I chose them on 7. So you're welcome. Which, I mean, by the way, I'm not trying to be hateful to Cowboys. I mean, they've probably been kind of decent recently, a little less decent. That I think they probably pushed a few different power plays that they did a few different remarkable times. Is I could probably just make different sides of the part of the explanation. So that's all I kind of want to talk about. That, yeah, the Cowboys itself is just a bit interesting. So that's all I can say as well. And yeah. And speaking about that too, is that the jersey number I might get is number 87. And why would I get 87? The only thing why I would be getting the jersey number as the 87 jersey, by the way, is because, well, after the Colts jersey, by the way, afterwards, like, just the backwards exactly, is just after when I get that jersey of the Colts exactly, that I might be aiming it for Cowboys, that I might get the number 87 jersey. So, yeah, that's all I have to say, as in for context, as for that explanation alone. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. And as for how I might approve to say what I think, what they do exactly, it's just that they did pretty bit okay, just to kind of make it a bit more sense exactly. Well, let me tell you guys this for this second too, of course, that, well, if I had to say, if I had to choose one thing from another, is that what would I do in a conversation like this? Is would I support the Cowboys or would I not support them? The answer is that, well, they're probably my number seven spot, so I think they probably would be saved a bit less just to be saved. Just on number seven because, again, like I said back in the previous timestamp, as I said, is I am loyal to the Seattle Seahawks and loyal to the Houston Texans. That's all. And that's all I can say, that I actually am saying that for the second time. Just letting you guys know in another positive timestamp that I'm actually am talking about that I am loyal to the Seahawks and Texans. That's all I'm going to ask. Just for the second time, just not a third time, though, because I know it might get another repeatedly boring question. So that's all I'm going to say is just two times of that explanation, and that's it. And I'm not going to probably explain it a lot more than it would probably be. So, as I said this again, that I probably would help the Cowboys, pretty much less help for them, and I would probably support them pretty much likely for less of give and take, that I would say that, well, I have no problem with Cowboys. I think Cowboys, or whatever the other people like to call them, is just the Dallas Cowgirls. Well, the only thing I would say, I just prefer calling them Cowboys, not Cowgirls, which, I mean, we all understand about how it makes sense with either which way it can still go. But I'm saying again, I'd rather just call it Cowboys. That's it, not Cowgirls. Anyway, there's your question. Anyway, so as of now, let's just go ahead and get to the next one. Of course, is number eight. Here is top eight, number 8 to 10. So, anyways, here we go. Here comes top eight, and let's do this. All right, so here is number eight. Number eight, ladies and gentlemen. The next team I would be calling in exactly for a positive thing, as I would say. Recently, as I still said again, we're doing the same thing this time, but this time it's being added with 10 in this video. So, as of course, I may want to go on and talk about is the Jackson Jaguars. Now, why do I require them to be on number 8? Well, let's just say that I think the Jaguars are a bit of like somewhat of a scary name exactly to call it a Jaguar team. It's just a pretty interesting call it of a way just to say of Jackson Jaguars is actually pretty successful, and I have to say, not gonna lie, I think that they were definitely in the brackets in the Super Bowl last time, which I probably did understood that they were facing against the Bills. And for that example too alone, it's just that, well, I actually was kind of surprised a little bit. I'm like, damn, are you serious? How did the Jaguars took another damn path? I'm like, brother, they took a different path, as I never saw them being in there. Like, okay, all right, I'll give them a little respect for that kind of points. Which, let's just say, let's just say for the points, for example, is I would give the Jaguars a, well, I think I'll kind of give them like basically 11 points of good credit. Just 11 points of credit that I might give them is just 11 points. So, as of now, let's just say is this exactly, that the Jaguars are a pretty well common of a name. They're pretty good of a name. And what jersey would I go after? After the last jersey probably would be for Cowboys. It probably would be number 9, Logan Cook E. Logan Cook E. I don't know why it just says that, but I guess that's why it's called number 9, I guess. So it's probably with the word saying is Cooke, not with the I. It's just with the E. So I gotta say, man, it's just that I would go for is a number 9 jersey of Cook E. That I probably would say that, yeah, I think I probably would be going for that one. But if not, again, the same question provides the same way as always. I might get a different jersey than 9. However, if that's not available, then that's fine too. I could probably just get another jersey instead. That probably would still be the Jaguars though, but just a different number if that's never available. So, speaking of not available, it's just that, yeah, I will still give Jaguars a bit of good improvement of credit for 11 points for actually just making it to the damn playoffs. And I'm like, wow, crazy, imaginationally interesting stuff. It's just like, damn, interesting. Holy good damn. Just holy good damn. Anyways, as of now, let's get to number 9. Number 9, top 9, all the way to the last number of 10, which we're pretty close to end the video, by the way, just to give you guys another heads up again, that we're almost certain likely almost at the end of the video, about any chance anyway for an early reminder that we're kind of almost almost done with the video, almost done. And trust me, I'm working very hard to make this video as possible as I can just to get these top 10 stuff out of the way and top 5 stuff out of the way too. So that's the only thing I can let you guys know about. That there probably will be one sometime soon later. There probably will be something later exactly about the next one, which is still going to be talking about sports and all, but this time I'm just kind of like improving a little bit of the thumbnails being different, and then of course with the example of the playlists. That's going to probably just be effect with the new playlist being added, just for top 5 and 10s, only related to sports. That's it. And then of course something else will be changed differently, and mildly will be different as well. So you'll see at some point again soon whenever it gets changed. So anyway, time for starting to do is top 9. Number 9. Let's begin, everybody. Let's go. All right, so here is number 8. Number 8, ladies and gentlemen. The next team I would be calling in exactly for a positive thing, as I would say. Recently, as I still said again, we're doing the same thing this time, but this time it's being added with 10 in this video. So, as of course, I may want to go on and talk about is the Jackson Jaguars. Now, why do I require them to be on number 8? Well, let's just say that I think the Jaguars are a bit of like somewhat of a scary name exactly to call it a Jaguar team. It's just a pretty interesting call it of a way just to say of Jackson Jaguars is actually pretty successful, and I have to say, not gonna lie, I think that they were definitely in the brackets in the Super Bowl last time, which I probably did understood that they were facing against the Bills. And for that example too alone, it's just that, well, I actually was kind of surprised a little bit. I'm like, damn, are you serious? How did the Jaguars took another damn path? I'm like, brother, they took a different path as I never saw them being in there. Like, okay, all right, I'll give them a little respect for that kind of points. Which let's just say, let's just say for the points, for example, is I would give the Jaguars a, well, I think I'll kind of give them like basically 11 points of good credit. Just 11 points of credit that I might give them is just 11 points. So as of now, let's just say is this exactly, that the Jaguars are a pretty well common of a name. They're pretty good of a name. And what jersey would I go after? After the last jersey probably would be for Cowboys. It probably would be number 9, Logan Cook E. Logan Cook E. I don't know why it just says that, but I guess that's why it's called number 9, I guess. So it's probably with the word saying is Cooke, not with the I. It's just with the E. So I gotta say, man, it's just that I would go for is a number 9 jersey of Cook E. That I probably would say that, yeah, I think I probably would be going for that one. But if not, again, the same question provides the same way as always. I might get a different jersey than 9. However, if that's not available, then that's fine too. I could probably just get another jersey instead. That probably would still be the Jaguars though, but just a different number if that's never available. So, speaking of not available, it's just that, yeah, I will still give Jaguars a bit of good improvement of credit for 11 points for actually just making it to the damn playoffs, and I'm like, wow, crazy, imaginationally interesting stuff. It's just like, damn, interesting. Holy good damn. Just holy good damn. Anyways, as of now, let's get to number 9. Number 9, top 9, all the way to the last number of 10, which we're pretty close to end the video, by the way, just to give you guys another heads up again, that we're almost certain likely almost at the end of the video, about any chance anyway for an early reminder that we're kind of almost almost done with the video, almost done. And trust me, I'm working very hard to make this video as possible as I can, just to get these top 10 stuff out of the way and top 5 stuff out of the way too. So that's the only thing I can let you guys know about. That there probably will be one sometime soon later. There probably will be something later exactly about the next one, which is still going to be talking about sports and all, but this time I'm just kind of like improving a little bit of the thumbnails being different, and then of course with the example of the playlists. That's going to probably just be a fact with the new playlist being added, just for top 5 and 10s, only related to sports. That's it. And then of course something else will be changed differently, and minorly will be different as well. So you'll see at some point again soon whenever it gets changed. So anyway, time for starting to do is top 9. Number 9. Let's begin, everybody. Let's go. So, as of number 10, let's just go ahead and get to 10. Number 10 is the Tennessee Titans. Why did I rate them to be on number 10? And I know that the last spot is always going to kind of be the worst spot to kind of end up being on there. So it kind of would stink a little bit less too, exactly, to end up on that number. So in this very number is why did I rank the Tennessee Titans to be on top 10 on the last number, is because I think for them exactly, I just have to say that I like about their logo is with the flames, exactly, with a capital T, with the flames of Tennessee. It's actually a pretty good way to actually have the interesting light blue flames with a different kind of way of the way with it, and the stars as well, is not that bad. But let me tell you guys, this is a bad thing too about how the logo got changed. Is that, yes, I heard about the news about the information where people talked about was like, oh, the flames about Tennessee Titans don't have flames anymore. It's just a round circle with a circle and then with the 3 stars being added or something. Yeah, I call that bullshit. I really call that bullshit for that example. Is that I really say again, it is just pretty stupid. It's very stupid. Like, imagine the thing that is so stupid that you get to have like a capital T of Tennessee Titans not having any flames on the circle, but yet have the circle with 3 stars on it. It makes a bit of zero sense. Which, by the way, I really do wish again that, however, in the conversation here, is that I wish that the Tennessee Titans didn't really have like the circle, by the way, without the flames exactly. I wish they had the flames back on their logo, but I guess in for word, exactly for word to word, is I guess they're just going to keep the damn ass decision logo that is just barely not there exactly with that flames anymore, which it stinks. It really does kind of stink. So it really does. And for that example too, let me just tell you guys this exactly, is that the only jersey number I will be going after and getting exactly after the Panthers of Martin jersey number 6, I will be getting 98. That's right. Number 98 is Jeffrey, hold on. The name is Simmons. Jeffrey Simmons. That's right. So Jeffrey Simmons, by the way, that's what I'll be getting, is number 98 is the Tennessee Titans jersey of number 98. Or however, again, in the same question, in every previous timestamp I've said anyway, is that if number 98 is not there, then I probably might get another jersey, for example, too, is that's what I might probably be aiming for. So, anyways, that being said, is I hope that you guys enjoy this video, and I'm going to go ahead and just, like, say what I gotta say here and then probably end the video as well. So, yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and do that and definitely mention a few things before we wrap this up entirely. So, let's just go ahead and do that, and let's do that anyways. So, here we go, guys. Here we go. All right. So, this being said, everyone, I am yours truly and Blue Devin-Foxy remastered here. And hopefully, you guys enjoy the work that I actually did, by the way. And remember, every top 10 videos are always going to be the longest ones to make, and the top 5 ones are going to be shorter ones to make. So, I just wanted to kind of plan this through and make this video possible of top 10. So just so you guys know, by the way, in top 10, and every considering top 10 is going to probably be improving a bit, an improvement that I can say as well, that I think I worked pretty well to make the same one, but this time differently, with the fact about how it considers to work exactly on that entirely to go. So that's all I want to talk about. That's all I wanted to say. And if you guys definitely admire and enjoy this video, go ahead and absolutely give this amazing video a like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. That way you won't miss a single video that comes on this channel. And of course, that there will be a hated version soon coming by on the NFL version of the top 5 and 10 again, but this time it's going to be hated teams. So, just want to let you guys know for an FYI is if I said something, if I hate one of those teams, again, I'm just saying again in fair defense that I really don't care. I really absolutely don't care. I'm just saying that I don't like the name, don't like the team. That's all I'm gonna say. And just say, for example, if I say something I hate the teams, then don't judge me because I just actually don't really care. Because the only thing I care about is that I just don't want the hated teams to win a Super Bowl. That's it. And plus, am I always a fair guy? Well, it depends if I actually like the teams I just like. But the only things I won't like is I wouldn't support a hated team anyway. Because imagine this. Imagine you support a hated team. It's like, for example, for like, just for me, for example, if I was on a hated team, I cheer on a hated team. Like, seriously, that leads nothing. That leads nothing. It leads 0% nothing. It leads any of that but nothing. Like, seriously, it's just cheering on a losing team for the sake of a losing team. Like, that's just stupid and pity. Like, that's just pity for the sake of pity and shit for all likely to be added for the same question of math. Really? Like, seriously, really, dude? Really? Now, like that being said, I'm going to get going now so that way I'll be able to plan what the next top 5 and top 10 is going to look like in the NFL version exactly. Which, just remember like this, by the way, I'm going to make a version of different possibilities that probably will be added at some point, and for like for how I feel, my express and concerns for what I'll say, anyways. Because for me, by the way, am I going to try to like something? Yes. If it's going to be positive teams I like, yes. But when it's going to be negative of not my favorites, then no. I probably would not care exactly. So, that being said, I am going to get going now. I'm just going to wrap up anyways and just sign off. Anywho, so this being said, guarantee and pretty much the considering exactly is I'll see you guys absolutely in the next video. And of course that there will be another reaction video coming up soon. And I actually was planning to do another live stream, by the way, that I actually am going to be attending to do another live stream this time. But this time it's going to be the Houston Texans jersey I'm going to wear in a live stream while pretty much doing a reaction video, which I know it's not going to be near 1, 2, or 3. It's going to probably be near 4 and 5. That's all. And yeah, that probably will be considered to be that way. And just want to let you guys know too at the end of this conversation that yes, I'm going to wear the Seahawks jersey. That's going to probably be in the first reaction through first to second and third exactly. And of course, I'm going to wear the Houston Texans jersey from 1 all the way to pretty much likely to 4 all the way to is 6. Yeah, 4 to 6. So that's probably what I'm going to let you guys know, that I'm going to wear two jerseys exactly, which is still going to be the champion jersey. And then, of course, I'll upgrade the Seahawks jersey. That's going to be like a regular home jersey I might wear of Sam Donald. So just want to let you guys get that kind of heads up a little bit, that I might wear the first time ever to wear a Houston Texans jersey in a reaction video, and then yet in a live stream that probably would be considered adding up soon and will be added on the stream soon exactly. And finally, I will get to talk about, the only thing I'll be able to talk about is Blood Bear. So, just for that example, I'm concerned that it might come around soon as possible. So, if you guys are ready to see it, then yes, the Houston Texans jersey will be revealed in the fourth reaction of 6. And then finally, I'll wear it in a live stream. And as in for me, I'm just going to be myself exactly, without no jersey, hat, or anything else. It'll just be me in my own bed talking about, for the example of Blood Bear, which I probably will try to add a gameplay exactly. I'd add something random on a gameplay or something and just talk about it through over and over exactly, which I probably will consider so and consider that anyways. But yeah, that's just all I have to talk about here. So like that being said, as always, we're going to go ahead and just get to the point anyway and just get to our first reaction, or should I say, 1 of 6. So for now, this being said, I'm Blue Devin-Foxy, remastered here, and remember this: go Seahawks, go Texans. And hopefully by the end of the day, I hope that you guys enjoy this long, interesting video I've ever made of top 10 selection, of what my top 10 favorite teams are in that selection. So this being said, thank you, and I'll see you guys later on out. Signing out, peace on out, and we'll see you guys yet again soon for the next video. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care, and signing out. Bye bye, everybody. See you guys later and next time.